So, good morning to everyone. So, last class, what we discussed? We discussed the speed torque equations, right? So, what speed torque equations of what we discussed? Speed torque equations of which motor? Speed torque equations of which motor? Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir. DC motor.
Okay. So, speed torque equations of DC motor. Anybody remember speed equation?
Yes, sir. UA by
Okay, see UA by
CE5
CE5
minus
minus
TDRA by
TDRA by
CECT5 square.
ECT 5 square. What is this equation? This is speed torque equation. I am asking only the speed equation. So what is the speed equation? Speed is depending upon the back EMF by flux. You remember or not? This
Yes.
equation, if you, what is CE? What is CE? Okay. So this is the speed equation. Speed equation is called N is equal to 1 by C into EB by 5. How we derive this one? CE means proportional constant when generating the EMF constant. So what EMF generated formula? Already we discussed that EMF is rate of change of flux. How much flux? 5 flux. In how much poles? P poles. And how much speed? C by N. So in N, how many conductors? Z conductors. How many parallel paths? A. This is the formula E. From E, we taken constants. What are the constants? What are the constants? P is a constant, 60 is a constant, A is a constant, Z is a constant. So we taken CE is equal to, what is CE? P Z by 60A. This is the constant. So if you take the constant, CE into N into 5 is equal to EB. From here, this equation came. N is equal to 1 by C into EB by 5. So why we are writing this? We are thinking that where the speed equation is, speed is depending upon the EB, speed is depending upon the 5 flux. Okay, so CE means PZ by 60A. Why every time I am repeating this one means you people have to remember in this way. So what we know? EMF. How EMF is generated? Rate of change of flux. Rate of change of flux. What is the flux? 5 flux. How many poles? P poles. So P5 is the flux. What is the speed? 60 by N. So 60 by N we return. So how many conductors? Z conductors. How many parallel paths? A parallel path. So this is the equation. In this one, which is the constant? P. Number of poles is constant. Number of conductors is constant. 60 is a constant. And parallel paths is a constant. So those things we consider as a CE. CE is equal to PZ60A. EB is equal to CE into N into 5. N is equal to 1 by CE, EB by 5. So this is the speed equation. Same thing, what is the torque equation? So what is the torque equation? Torque is equal to, torque developed whatever it is, torque is equal to CT, proportional constant torque constant CT into 5 into IA. So what is CT again? It is a confusion. No need to confuse anything. Remember, for remembrance, I am saying CT also same thing. PZ by, instead of 60, here you will get 2 pi into A. So remembrance is very easy. How this speed is equal CT into 5 into IA came? We already discussed that in motor, electrical power developed is equal to mechanical power producing. So electrical power is equal to EB into IA. Mechanical power is 2 pi N by 60 omega m into TD. This is the mechanical power developed. So EB we replace with this formula. So EB what will happen? EB if you replace P5 NZ by 60A into IA is equal to 2 pi n by 60 into TD. 60 cancel, n cancel. So what will happen? TD is equal to TZ by 2 pi, this side it will come 2 pi into A, 5 into IA. So this is the proportional constant. Y means P is number of poles, Z is number of conductors, and 2 pi into A. So this is the constant, that is CT. So simply you want to remember means speed is equal to 1 by CE into, it will depend upon the EB by 5, and TD is directly proportional to 5 into IA. So here CT is this constant, torque constant, here EMF constant. So PZ by 60A, PZ by 2 pi A. Why this much of times I am saying these equations? We have numerical problems also. In numerical problems, every time you no need to memorize. If you memorize only one equation, you will forget where it will come. Suppose you miss the Z, the total problem will go. So you have to remember some process. So we know that how the E and how TD came. So like this explanation has to be there with you. Clear? So now explanation for us not required. So simply we are going. And then after that, how this equation came? N is equal to I by CE into EB by 5. Okay, in that one, EB is what EB? Again, I'm drawing. This is the generalized diagram of DC motor. Inside one armature resistance is there, and it will produce back EMF EB, and it will operate when it will be electrical energy. So electrical energy considered as UA, some voltage, and some current IA. If you write the equation for this one, UA plus minus. So plus UA minus IARA plus 2 minus EB is equal to 0. So EB is equal to UA minus IARA. So UA minus IARA EB, this one you can replace here. Then what will happen? Speed is equal to 1 by CE UA minus IARA by 5. Right. In this one, from this equation, TD is equal to CT into 5 by IA. So IA we can replace with TD by CT 5. So if you replace IA, TD by CT 5, you will get this equation. So this is the last class we taken. First we derived the TD equation, then torque equation, then we went to speed torque equation. So last class also. So you will see that video, you can get it. And now we taken the speed torque equation. Now how these equations will become the characteristics. So we can observe in waveforms what are the characteristics. So for that one, I am removing all this one. Only I will write the main equations. Then we will see what are the characteristics. So what are the, instead of equations, we'll see the speed torque characteristics. We'll see the characteristics. So what is our equations? First we have speed equations. N is equal to 1 by CE into EB by 5. Otherwise we can write this one as N is equal to 1 by CE into UA minus IA RA by 5. This is the speed equation. Right? What is the torque equation? Torque TD is equal to CT proportional constant, torque constant into 5 into I. This is the torque equation. Here now we will draw. Suppose we consider one graph. So here you consider speed. Here we consider IA. Okay. So when IA is equal to 0, what will happen? Substitute if IA is equal to 0 in this one. What will happen? N is equal to 1 by CE and UA by 5. So IA is equal to 0. So UA by 5. When IA will be 0, that means already we know that this is the DC motor. So this is RA, this is EB. And here we are giving IA and this is UA plus minus. So when motor is not on, that time IA is 0. It is not taking any current. So motor is off that time. That means when there is no load, that time what is the speed? This is no load speed. We will consider as this one as no load speed N0. We will consider this one as no load speed N0. So whatever it is the current, if speed is at no load, this is the no load speed characteristics. So this is N0 is no load speed. So N0 is no load speed 1 by C into UA by 5 with Q. So now you consider, suppose flux is constant. We'll consider that flux is constant and N is directly proportional to EB. So if flux is constant, you will take N is directly proportional to EB. Okay. So N is directly proportional to EB. EB means UA minus IA RE. So when load is increasing, automatically the current taken from the source will increase. When IA is increasing, then total value what will happen? It will decrease, right? So suppose consider this one is 10. IA is increasing from 0.1. RA also you consider as a 10. So 10 minus 1. If it is increasing to 0.2, then it will become 2. If it is increased 0.3, it will become 3. So what is the final value? 10 minus 1, 9. 10 minus 2, 8. 10 minus 3, 7. That means when IA is increasing, this is minusing from the constant value, automatically this value will decrease. So speed also will decrease, but the decrease will be very slight. So this is the N is directly proportional to EB characteristics. But actually we have to know, we consider here one assumption, flux is constant, but because of the armature reaction. What is the armature reaction? Armature reaction means this flux, whatever is the flux, if IA is increasing, this flux will decrease. So what is the armature reaction? If you want to go, you go through the DC motors armature reactions and read. If you not understand, then I will explain. Or otherwise, when our syllabus is completed, that time also we'll go with what is the armature reaction. Right now, we have to remember that flux is directly proportional to, indirectly proportional to IA. If IA is increasing, flux will decrease because of the armature reaction. You just has to remember because of the armature reaction. So if flux also decreasing, the total value of N will increase. Right? When the denominator is decreasing, so total value will be increasing. So this will compensate with this one. When it is IA is increasing, the value is decreasing, but phi is also decreasing. That's why total value will increase. But that value won't equal to N0. It will be somewhere in middle. It will be somewhere in middle. This is a straight line. I'm not drawing here properly. This is a straight line. So this is our characteristics. N versus IA characteristics. Okay. So remember, these are the speed and current characteristics. So N0, this is the no load characteristics when current is 0. That time this value is constant 1 by C into UA by 5. So this is the N0 is the to the EB. In this one, IA is available. So when IA is increasing, that time the speed value will decrease. So this is the that characteristics. Why flux I taken sometimes constant means it will depend upon the flux. Suppose we will go with the DC separately excited motor. That time flux will be constant. So these are the characteristics of separately excited DC motor. But if DC shunt motor will come, flux will depend upon the IA also. That time this increment is due to armature effect. This equipment is due to armature effect. Okay, these are the speed and current characteristics. Any doubt? Current characteristics. I'm removing the remaining all. Directly, I'm keeping the DC shunt one. So this will be the. To avoid the confusion, I will make it. Here I'm saying generalized. Why means next chapters will go when we'll go with the speed equations of the DC separately excited motor, DC series motor, DC shunt motor. That time clearly we will see the what are the characteristics. Here like generalized I'm saying. So this is the N0, these are the slightly. Suppose this is N0, and these are the characteristics when IA is increasing. When IA is increasing, this is the characteristics of speed. Now we'll come to the torque and current. So consider suppose this one is torque and this one is current. See here, suppose this is the constant, this also will consider as a constant. Then what will happen? T is directly proportional to IA. That means it's a straight line equation. Y is called mx. This is the slope and this is the x. So we will get the straight equation passing through origin, right? This is the T is directly proportional to IA. But here also same thing. If suppose flux is depend upon, if IA is increasing, flux will decrease. So there will be some slight difference. So this one will be T is directly proportional to 5 into IA. Clear? Okay. So here also you see, with respect to IA, these are the speed characteristics. With respect to IA, these are the torque characteristics. What we want? Speed and torque characteristics. While deriving the equations, also same thing we done. First we derived the speed equation, then we derived the torque equation, then we went to speed torque equation. Here also we are going to do same thing. What we will do? Speed torque equations. We will consider torque in x-axis and speed in y-axis. Now you see, at this point, suppose torque is 0. Torque is 0. IA is 0. What is the speed? What is the speed? No load speed. When torque is increasing, up to here almost it is like linear. So IA is increasing, PD is increasing. So these characteristics will become same. If you consider any point, if suppose you consider this point, so here particular IA, what is the speed? Particular IA, what is the torque? That one will draw here. This is that torque value. What is the speed? So by comparing these two, we will draw the speed torque characteristics. This is the common. Generally, this is for the shunt motor. But if you come for the separately excited DC motor or DC series motor, these values will change. These equations will change according to that characteristics. So here in this first chapter, simply we are saying how the characteristics we take in DC motor, generalized motor as example. We derived these speed equations, torque equations and speed torque equation also. And same thing, we done this speed torque characteristics of DC motor. Okay, up to here clear? Any doubt? If any doubt is there, please ask me.